Hi, John Dooley from John Dooley PGA. How are you doing this beautiful sunny day, November in Cork? Well, I'm making this video because I've came across a couple of situations recently with golfers that are starting to take up the game. And it's around identifying, are you a left-handed or a right-handed golfer? So, initially what has happened was golfers pick up, say, an example would be a golfer has a friend, he or she has some right-handed clubs. Here you go. If you're right-handed, surely you're a right-handed golfer. That may not be always the case. So we have three parts to look at, or three kind of red flags to identify with whether or not you're right-handed, or how to go about the test if you're left-handed. So the golfer in particular, it was when I asked them to grip the club, it was easy for them to put the right hand on top and their left hand below, which would be considered cack-handed. And we'd see golfers around from time to time that would play golf right-handed like this. Not as difficult, and it has limitations, but some people can play really well depending on their coordination, but it's not as easy as the more orthodox way where you're left-handed top, right-handed bottom. But anyway, so the first one is that part, the gripping. It's easier to grip it this way, and when you ask to grip it, they say the more orthodox way, it's more difficult and it feels difficult. So when I'd ask the person to go from here to there and start to make some swings, and then the club hitting targets or tees or whatever it might be, that becomes difficult. The club tends to hit the ground in different spots around where you should hit, and it's not very easy to coordinate the club. So that's another red flag. The coordination then of finishing the swing, for example, for asking to hit and finish, making that part of the routine and just working that part, that's difficult too. So when you have all these three things particular and you're starting off, it can be very challenging when from the outset. But when coordination and it feels awkward and all these things feel particularly difficult to do, then we need to test. Let's compare what I just did, or what the golfer just did, with left-handed. So the three things there we're talking about there initially was grip, change around, going from cack-handed to left-handed top, right-handed bottom, and then the idea of making a swing, hitting something, just trying to hit something. Can be the rubber tee at the range, can be a golf ball, whatever it may be. And then add in a piece here where you're making a little turn here to your right and finishing on your left. And this is just a little exercise to help with golfers to create the habit for finishing the swing. So after, let's say, 5 or 6 reps of these, making a few practice swings, change the hands around, and as you'd make a swing to hit, if that feels awkward and hard to do, well then definitely we need to test the left-hand side. So if you have a friend who's got left-handed clubs, it would be fantastic. Or you can just turn the club around and just do the same thing as you just did. So with this here, as we said, it's easier for the golfer. Put the right hand on top and left hand on bottom, because that's a good grip for a left-handed golfer. Following up from that, it's making a swing, hitting something. And if that's easy to do, or easier to do, well, that's good. That's certainly a green light. Follow up that then by making some swings here, or turning exercises from small little turn to your left and all the way onto your right. And we're just doing the opposite of what we did left-handed. 5 or 6 or 7 of those, and then pop the ball up again, or pop the tee up and make a swing as you're hitting, finishing onto your front foot, and then hit a couple of balls and see how well then you can coordinate the left-handed swinging versus the right-handed swinging. Now, again, as I say, it's the comparison. Which side is easier? If it's easier to do it left-handed, well, you're left. And if it's easier to do it right-handed, well, then it's time to change the grip and get a few lessons, get swinging, get going, and from there, enjoy playing golf.